Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to APA-TURE-RITA Season 3, Episode 5. Okay, here with us today, as usual, your host Fatihah and also Aman. And this time around, this episode, which happens to be on the time of the year where we choose our student leaders. So today, in this episode, we have the Honorable, respected, kidding, Brother Luthfi, the officer for the Office of Islamization and also Student Development, as well. He is also the president of the IDC, IM Dawah Council, and we also have Brother Nadzmi, the officer for the Office of Education under IMSU. So welcome to APA-TURE-RITA. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, Fatihah.
Thank you for inviting.
What an introduction! Didn't even hold and have a through straight.
Holding my breath, it's a word. Okay, so welcome, Brother Luthfi and also Brother Nadzmi. This is you guys macam first time in APA-TURE-RITA or so, right? Sorry, of course, sorry.
Yeah, our first time.
Okay. Would you like to introduce you guys yourself for this? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Ahmad Luthfi. I guess you guys can call me Luthfi. Some people call me Sheikh. I don't know why, but maybe because I'm the Officer of Islamization and Student Development.
I'm gonna start calling you Sheikh now.
Yeah, you can call me Sheikh. And currently serving awaiting for my retirement. I think it's just few days. 11th of May would be the final cut of my tenureship, inshallah.
Thank you, Brother Luthfi. Okay, my name is Nadzmi Wajdi. I'm from the Office of Education. So same as Brother Luthfi, the same tenure, and we will be ending on the 11th, right?
11th.
So just waiting that time, just to go.
Oh, you guys are not continuing?
I don't know.
I believe not, but we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow is the nomination day, and
okay, we'll see tomorrow.
We might and might not.
Might not. Depends on when this video is posted.
Alright, okay, I see.
By the time you will know that we are contesting or not.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait for that. Thank you so much for coming again. It's the time of the year where the IMSU election akan diadakan will be held. So what do you guys are bringing in today's episode?
Basically what we are going to bring into this episode, me and Luthfi, we are going to introduce the concept of union in itself.
Okay.
What is student union? Because I think regardless, our student union is still new. For your information, it was established in 2019. So approximately it's now 6 years, 5 years.
2019, around 5 years.
Yeah, around 5 years.
Before this, is it the MPP?
Yeah, before this is the MPP, or in the English name is the SRC, the Student Representative Council. So all in all, our student union is still new, 6 years. But then again, we are walking, and after this, maybe we are running.
Okay.
Still, we have momentum, and today we will discuss and we will explain about how unions works and all with Brother Luthfi.
Yeah, inshallah.
So you guys have been in the SU since how long?
I think as for me, I've been for about a year.
A year.
Yeah.
One tenure lah.
Yeah, around one tenure.
Same as Brother Luthfi. I'm only one tenure.
Yeah.
So became an officer. So it will end lah.
It will end.
It will end.
Alright, okay. And you guys just now mentioned about the history of how the SU ditubuhkan. Can we know more about the history, the background and all that?
Yeah, okay. When we talk about the history of student union, we must go through on the basic words of what is student and what is union. Foremost, we must understand what is the union. Okay, it will be a bit historical, but bear with me. Okay, like in the 19th century, the industrial revolution happening in UK's. So at the time, meaning that UK at the time are transitioning from the method of productions from an agriculture-based society into a modern industrial-based society. So people that work as a peasants or farmer in the past now works in a factory. So because of that, the factories are owned by a capitalist, a businessman who are focusing only on profit, and usually use his power as a boss to exploit the workers. So because of that, it create a reality where the condition of workers are really harsh. Their working condition, their working hours, which are not fairly or equally compensate compared to their works.
It's about all
it's really harsh condition at the time. It's really bad for the workers. And eventually the workers after works, they're met, with each other, they discuss about the situation and the condition that they face, the reality, the bad reality. Therefore, they organize a movement and they unite under the banner of unions called labor unions. So that are the concept of union. It was based on class consciousness at the time, working class consciousness, and with solidarity, they fight for the rights of the workers. So they have the unions, they fight and they unionize, and then they get a better living condition because they push for the betterment of the workers' right. So they have better working hours, they have fair wages, better health benefit and all. So that is the basic concept of what is union. So that's originated from that particular terms.
That event, is it like happening whole wide world or specifically?
Specifically, it's in UK, but as a result of because we have been colonized by the British, so the concept is applicable to us because we are Commonwealth country. So the unions concept is applied on us. So before this we have labor union, and then because of we have a university, at the time the first university in Malaya, which is University Malaya, at the time at Singapore. So they have the first student union in Malaya at the time in 1960s.
1960s.
So what student union are for? Same as labor union, the concept is the same, which is to fight for the student rights, to have a better quality in education for the students, to have better university service for the students, and also for the livelihood of the students, to have an honoured life as a student.
Alright, okay. So based on the labor union lah. So before the student union are established, means that the universities there's like some problems. Is it? So that's why the student union are established.
Yeah, Luthfi, want to share?
Before the student union was established, especially when it was established in 2019. So before that, we had a different system, which was called the Student Representative Council. Now the student or SRC. So the Student Representative Council, SRC as we call it, is under the under the university's view and also control, and it is subjected to the APA-TURE 1971. It's quite different with the student union that we currently have right now, because it's much similar to the Oxford Student Union. Now Oxford, they have two student union, whereby there's a Oxford Union and also Oxford Student Union. The Oxford Union is much similar to the system that the IMSU currently having, where it is in an entity that is impartial and it is not annexed to the university. It is basically an outer organization in which it has freedom to voice their concerns, freedom to organize, freedom freedom of speech, and it's not under the APA-TURE 1971 lah. So Alhamdulillah, we actually would like to give a lot of credit to Dr. Mazli Malik, because at that time the idea of unionism was there, especially brought by the four founding fathers of student union, which was among others Amin Mubarak and a few others, which actually researched on how student union should be done and gave it to Mazli Malik, and Mazli Malik was the one handling the documentations for the higher ups.
And also Dr. Zulkifli, right? Our current religious minister also actively participate in building our union. Actually, he's one of the pioneer in making our union.
He's also our former deputy rector.
Dr. Zulkifli. Okay. The one that you said about Dr. Mazli is the one that initiates all this in terms of UIA or that of the whole Malaysia?
I think what Mazli had in mind was that this union system would enlarge to other universities, and eventually it becomes a system throughout Malaysia. But I didn't think he had that much of a time because he was cut short due to political feuds and everything, and also the takeover of Dr. Mahathir Mohamad towards his position as Minister of Education at that time. But I believe if he had the time, he would have done so perfectly, inshallah.
Okay.
Right now, student union only having in UIA and also UM, right? Is there also
I think it's quite different because as we call it student union in Malay also, we call it as Kesatuan Pelajar Universiti Islam Antarabangsa, which is KPUIA. It's quite different with KM, or we call it as Kesatuan Mahasiswa, in which right now we have a KMUKM, Kesatuan Mahasiswa Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, and Kesatuan Mahasiswa Universiti Melaya. So the difference there is that they can only use student union as a name, and that is legally allowed because that is what they requested for, but they cannot use the same privileges or powers conferred to the student union, in which they cannot be too free because they are still subjected to the APA-TURE, and they are still subjected to a lot of the university rules. As considered to SU right now, it's more to we can say NGO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an NGO, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, faham. So means that not all universities have this student union thing, right?
Yeah. The only university that have student union, the full concept of student union being applied is UIA.
Yeah. Oh,
So we
okay.
should be proud of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I know. And Dr. Mazli was also an alumni. He's an alumni of UIE. Is he?
I don't think. I
No,
don't know.
no.
We must check
Okay.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll search
But
more
I
about
think
that.
he was the lecturer. Of
Yeah,
course
he
the
was a lecturer.
Okay, I see. So that's a little bit on the history, the background of SU and all that. So it was Dr. Mazli's initiatives to have the SU, and then after that the SRC are gone.
Yeah, it was replaced with the new student union.
Oh, okay. So that's the background.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to know about the APA-TURE 1971. Yeah.
Okay, I actually have the document right here.
Okay.
Just getting to be ready for that kind of question. Okay, so as we know, APA-TURE 1971 is we call it as a Akta University, where it governs all the universities' conduct, especially on there are 7 provisions saying overall there are 40 provisions, but there are 7 provisions in concerning to the students' liberty for them to enter political parties, or also to how they raise their voice. Now, APA-TURE 1971 has been amended for a few times. Actually, here if I can read, it was in 1971, 1975, 1983, 1996, and also 2009. But most recently was the one that was brought by Datuk Seri Diraja, Dr. Zamri Kadir, in which he amended again the APA-TURE, giving liberty for the students, for the MPPs, or Majlis Persatuan Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar, or as UIA used to call it as SRC, the liberty for them to have their own accounts. And secondly is for in any disciplinary actions, according to the section 16B of the provision, is that before this, in any misconduct of the students, the power to terminate them would be to the Chancellor or Naib Chancellor. And that's why we have Syed Saddiq at hand. That's why we have Adam Adli, who were actually very pressured because of those kind of sections. But right now, after the repeal, any misconduct of the students would be subjected to a board. And that board is, so we do not confer this single power to a singular person. We expand it to a few people so that the power is not abused. Yeah, because there are precedents of these powers being abused, especially on what happened to, as we know, Syed Saddiq, he didn't even get to convo because he was prohibited to enter the hall. Same goes to Adam Adli, because he actually replaced Najib's face with a saying of for universities reform. And we cannot side with any of the ideas. Perhaps I'm not siding also with Adam Adli. I'm not also siding with Najib or these political people, or even Syed Saddiq. But what's black and white is black and white. What's right is that the students need to be given the platform for them to raise their voice and raise their rights. And without that platform, then this country will always stay stagnant as what people call as a third world country. Now to move forward, first of all, educational reforms is such a pertinent matter and a paramount matter that all stakeholders will have to take.
If I may add, in a sense, if we see the original intention of why AUKUs are established is to deter the voices of the students. The reason is that because of the student before pre-AUKU was really active and really loud in voicing their voices, not just right of the students but also the rights of the people. So that there were the terms mahasiswa jurubicara masyarakat, mahasiswa jurubicara rakyat came, because the students not only champion the student voice but they also champion the people voices. For example, our own Prime Minister, our current Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim also once was a leader of the students. So he himself led the with other his students' friends also led the Baling demonstration in 1974, if I'm not mistaken. So in Masjid Negara. So there are a huge student, in solidarity standing with the poor people of Baling that is affected by the rubber price that is plummet at the time. So in the end, they managed to push the government at the time to take care of the people in Baling. So that show how strong our student voices at the time. We have that tradition of strong voices and protests. But then after the Baling incidents and there another incident called Teluk Gong demonstration also, then because of that the government decided to shut down the student voices. In 1974 there are AUKUs. The 74 AUKUs is much more enforced. Because AUKU is established in 71, it is resulted from 31 the 31st May. The 13 May. The 13 May. Because students also involved in 13 May. So in 74, because of Baling and all, so the gap, there are actually a huge gap during the 74 and to the 2000s, because of the AUKUS, it dimmed the student voices. It shut down our rights to be heard, and our power as student is decreasing. So our role as a student is only, dihadkan. It's limited to university level only, and to only learning and without attaching ourselves to the society.
Alright. So the other university that don't have student union, which they are using the SRC, they are following strictly to the AUKU, are they?
Yeah, they have to follow the AUKU.
Right.
They are legally bound to follow the AUKU because that's the disbenefits lah, I would say. I mean, like, people can see it as a disbenefit or benefit, but me as being in the union, I see it as a disbenefit.
Okay, I see. So, let's talk more about, since UIA is the first university, is it the only one that fully have the student union, the structure, because we have 3 campus, right? Gombak, Pagu, and also Kuantan. So, can you guys explain more about the structure, like the central and all that?
Okay, we the IM Student Union, we obviously UIA is divided by 3, right? Pagu, Kuantan, and also Gombak.
Yes.
I mean, like Fatihah and Aman, you guys are from Gombak, right? So I believe you guys know about this partition as a student. So because of this partition, we also have different kind of students to cater, and that's why we student union established in 3 campuses. And the principle of the union itself was actually for that these people can control their locality by their own ways, by their own unique creativity. That is what the union envisions. But in practical, it's a different story. Basically, the structure that we have made and that is going to be contested too in the elections is that there will be only one president, central seat, whereby this president will represent all 3 student unions in our voices. And every locality can send a representative for the presidential seat, and then we also have the deputy presidents of each locality to look on the locality's concerns. So that is why we have sort of like, if I can samakan with, ni boleh campur ke?
Boleh. Sure.
Okay,
English.
so kalau gitu, tak boleh masuk Kelantan ke? Okay.
Boleh.
Sure.
Boleh aja.
Boleh aja.
So kalau gitu kita ada 3. So
Okay.
kalau macam tu the deputy president kira macam menteri besar lah. So they look over Gombak, one look over Kuantan campus and one look over Pago. And then that deputy also we have the central seats. Central seats is the seats that all campuses share. So in Gombak we share the same. It's like a presidential seat, and that concerns the seat of international office because they concern all international students, and the office of legal affairs, or what we call as Olaf, and and all, I think those lah. Yeah, and then the seat of Secretary General, and also the Treasury General, in which all campuses would share the same personnel, but in terms of locality office such as my office, Islamization and Student Development, we have the similar office in Pago, and also we have the similar office in Kuantan.
Alright.
Same goes to you, right, Nadzmi?
Yeah, same as
Yeah.
education. And
Same as education, and we have entrepreneurship and
office.
also welfare.
Alright, okay. What about CFS Gambang? Are they like
So at the
included?
time, there are discussion
Okay.
to establish student union in CFS, but then maybe the law and the legal procedure things doesn't allow us to establish the SU at this moment. And again, there are other multifaceted issues because the status of the CFS student is actually, they are not actually into UIA. They are not like us. The undergraduate, they are in between. So maybe after that they are not in UIA, right?
Yeah.
So some of them will be entering UIA, some of them not. But again, the most important thing is that I think maybe in the future there are need of advocacy to be given to the CFS students, so that they can they realize their rights as a students, and they realize their place in the student union, and how can the student union help them and the students to protecting their rights and have a better quality of education and life in the campus.
Yeah, okay. So right now the CFS is using the SRC.
I think the term is SCC, the
SCC.
Student Council Committee, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
So
SCC,
it's different than the because in the level of UIA itself, the CFS is governed differently compared to Gombak, Pago, and Kuantan.
Okay, alright, faham. Because like masa CFS dulu, like I've known about the SCC, and then bila masuk degree, there's no like SCC.
Yeah.
Like, rupanya SU.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, but again, the SCC actually is a version of SRC.
It's
Because
following the
it is it is not
No.
following the APA,
Okay.
but it is put under the administration of the university. It's put
Okay.
direct administration under the university. Rather than SU, we have we can say that we proudly say that we have full autonomy in ourselves. We can determine what is good for us, the students, and what way can we go without any intervention
Of the university.
of the university.
Alright. So that is all about the SU. That's a lot to
Yeah.
hadam, okay, but that's really informative. Now we know about the history of SU, and it goes way back in the 19s, right? About the labor union and all that. So we should be proud lah to have SU, right?
Yeah.
IM students should be lucky, because we it will say the same that with SU, we can fight the board or not like fight the board directors, but like any decision that they make, SU that can counter.
Yeah.
We have larger
Exactly.
bargaining power compared than before.
Okay. So the election is coming. Should we go into that? Right.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Election one is going to be spicy.
Okay. Alright. So should we like take a break first, and then we continue on the second part of
Sure.
this? Alright. Okay. Okay, we're back from our break. We need a little time to process what we just discussed just now. Okay, that's a lot and very informative actually. So let's get back to our next discussion, which is about the IIUM-SU election. So it's that time of the year again, guys, where we will vote for our IIUM-SU's leaders. So Nadzmi and also Brother Luthfi, this election ni dah kali ke berapa?
I think maybe the fifth elections that we have in student to elect our representatives for the student unions.
Okay, alright. So you guys joined last tenure, right?
This current tenure.
This current tenure. This current tenure. So the last election.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so Aman tadi, as like he asked during the break, what made you guys want to join IIUM-SU? So would you like to share your little story?
Actually, why the reason of joining student union is I joined student union early. I contest in my first year, second semester. So it's quite young. I think people who doesn't know about union in the first place wouldn't know union during his first years. But I know it because I've done research before that, because before I get into UIA, like being in the students of the university, I read quite a lot of book regarding the students movement in Malaysia. So that is one of the major things that sparks my interest to join SU, for me to gain experiences, to gain insight, and oversee what actually the capability and the opportunity that the student would offer in the development of Malaysian student movement. And I could say that it offer a lot abundant for your personal growth personally, and also for the social growth for the societies. You can contribute a lot in very different wide range of aspects. You can contribute back to societies. So that the simple reason why I joined SU.
I see.
So how about Luthfi?
How about you, Luthfi?
I joined the SU. I was not an SU person lah. To be honest, I started with a very skeptical mind of SU. Can I be truthful?
Well, when you
Just be
were first
transparent.
year, was the first year of SU building on when you were first year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was the first election, if I'm not mistaken. Barulah time tu. So I came with a very skeptical mind of SU. I was a muter as a pembahas mahkamah, and my first year I kind of go for that. I went to SAMCO, sport arbitration moot competition, and also I joined few moot competitions. Going on to my second year, which made me also join the moot club. And then after that I contested for Law Student Society, and I was the chairman of Islamization and Spiritual Islamization. And at that time I still think SU is quite relevant, to be honest. Why? Because as a club representative, SU seems as a big entity that daunts on me. Daunts in terms of influence, daunts in terms of finance, and to the point where every time SU wants to collaborate with me, I will always feel that SU wants to invade this program. I will always feel that SU wants to invade and put their name there, and they are and I see them as political soprados, people who are very political and not truthful. So I couldn't accept that as an answer unless I am actually in the system itself. So it's not fair at the time for me to conclusify. So that's why I went into SU as a staff member of Islamization and Student Development, and then I proceeded to become the officer. And from what I have been in SU for more than 2 years, I think. And now is the second year lah. And going into my retirement, I think and can conclusify safely that SU is a rahmah and is a opportunity that only UIA students are given in the whole of Malaysia. It is a system that is actually very hard to gain, but it was because Allah gave Dr. Mazli Malik just for a short period of time, and at that time he made this possible because it is a perjuangan that was not being given for a long time, and it was suddenly given. And SU, you can do a lot of things. It just depends on your ideas. You have that freedom. You have that. You can actually gain a lot of money for SU this time. I can see we connected also with Menteri Besar Incorporation, get some monies from there. We also with the Almanas Berhad. We also with Kafi, you know the
the perfume.
Yeah, the perfume
right.
Kafi.
They always sponsor a lot of universities kita
also
punya
Wardah.
program
From Wardah, we also connected with them, and this is the liberty that is not felt and pleasured by a lot of MPPs, or we call student representative councils from a few other places. And because we have student union, we can conduct our own programs in which the students are the program manager. I have a lot of student representative council friends from around Malaysia. I was also the penghulu for the MPP with Zamri Kade for all MPP around Malaysia. And what I heard from them is that they conduct a lot of programs, and then when you dig more, they would say that they are actually not the program manager of that program. They the highest they can go is they can go as a program coordinator, and the highest even the assistant program manager is filled with a lecturer. The program manager is a lecturer, and I said, how do you gain money? They can't comprehend. They can't comprehend how they get the money. I know a lot out there. Perhaps my student representative council friends, some knows how to get money, but from my experience talking to a few, they do not know how to get the money, or they cannot compute the first thing that comes to the mind because they do not start from scratch. That is the uniqueness of all clubs and student union programs, where we have the ability and have the opportunity to start from scratch. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, like Brother Nadzmi said just now, it's very good for your personal growth, your social growth, and all that. So, how did you guys started last tenure? I mean, this tenure, but last election. How was it? The experience and all that, the vibes and all that in the campus, the total turnout voters and all that. Were you guys there? Mesti you guys keep up with everything. To you, so means you 2 tahun you elect 2 times.
Oh no, the first time was only staff member,
staff
and then
member.
I ascended to officer.
Okay, talking about staff members, would you guys talk more about the IMSU punya system or the administration and its system?
Like the rankings
the
we don't know the
ranking.
structure, like that.
I think maybe we could just minimize it to Gombak.
Okay.
Kalau
campur semua pening lagi.
Pening lagi. So in Gombak we have officers like education and also me as special Islamization. These office are sort of like a union in itself, because we have the officer, and then the officer is we have the secretary of the office, we have the treasurer of the office, and we have the head of departments of the office. That is why MPPs around Malaysia, in each portfolio, let's say you have an let's say, I don't want to quote any university lah because it's very dangerous, but MPP system in itself, they are usually 8 to 10 only, and each of these MPP, they hold a portfolio, but they do not have any staff to actually help them. They do not have any structures actually to help that portfolio to grow. Like Islamic MPP, the ESCO of Islamic of certain universities, they do not have any staff members to help because they are not an office, they are only an entity. It is quite different in student union, where this office itself, like me, I'm the Islamization and Student Development Officer. I have my own office, I have my own, we call it like a worker, but they are staff members, we call it staff members. We have our own secretary and treasurer, and this helps a lot to actually boost the portfolio that was actually given for Islamization and Student Development, rather than just one person working.
True.
So in the office, for example in Gombak, we are led by our deputy, deputy president, and then under deputy president they have their own secretary. They have their own secretary, and then among officers like educations, welfare, ISD, entrepreneurship, we are always collaborate with each other, getting program and all. So that actually a great, way of you learning. Trying to learn to communicate between officers, collaborating, building bridges.
Betul.
Okay too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. That's the famous. Even like we myself, like kalau organize program, we will kalau nak apa tu contact SU to collaborate on media partner, we contact ACAT. Yeah.
Sure.
So, okay. And the central seat, tadi you guys mentioned, it can be from Pago, from Kuantan, and also Gombak. Yeah. So like the presidential thing, it can be from anyone from those three campus.
It can be anyone from any campus because like this, put like this, because we have 3 campuses.
Yep.
And then we want to ensure the governance balance between the 3 campuses. Therefore, one president need to be elected by the 3 campuses. So it will be fair because before this, I think before this, we have a problem which the student themselves ask about the representation of the others, what we call candidates from other campuses, because they see that the other campuses see that the student union is dominated by the Gombak peoples, right? But I think that is because the matter of governance, right? That's the matter of governance. But in the end, they have rights to put their candidates there in the central seat, and the central seat candidates will campaign through all 3 campuses. During the election period. So I think that give a fair advantage and fair chances for each 3 campuses to value and to analyze their candidates for the central seats.
The responsibility of the president must be very big. 3 campus, they need to oversee.
Very huge. Very huge.
I just want to ask, because as you have been for 5 years, has all the 5 presidents, the top of SU, has it all been from Gombak? Anyone?
So
far from Gombak. There are a few arguments saying that because in Gombak we have the largest portion of students numbers compared to other 3 campuses. Therefore, when we vote, then the Gombak voting turnout would be much more larger than other 3 campuses. So that's the I think that there are political problem that we are facing. But again, the system could change. The system could change depends on the student leaders inside the system. So because I think we also have parliament to discuss these things. Therefore, I think it's quite there are opportunity to change, because that's the special of the union. What determine the union is not it's not the other people rather than the student themselves. Right. We are the one who determine what union should look like and how it should be. So it come back to the students.
So regarding the voting, students from Gombak can vote for those candidates from Pago, from Kuantan as well.
In the central seats.
In the central seats. And for the office,
for the locality. So each student in each campuses will vote for their representative for the locality, for the offices.
Macam you guys pun ada voters lah. Masa when you guys were joining the SU first.
For the last election.
Luthfi,
maybe you want to enlighten on that.
Okay, on the last election, what happened was that there were not that much of a turnout, to be honest, in terms of candidate. I don't put this blame on the SU as an organisation that could not bring out the students to come forward, but I think it's because of the political strategy and also feud that they are not sending candidates. So it's more on the political narrative that is being brought rather than SU as a whole to be blamed for this. However, I'm pleased to say that for this time around, for this election, from the voices I hear, is that it's going to be good. It's going to be there's a lot of candidates. I believe for most offices there are going to be 2 ke 3 penjuru. Inshallah.
We are optimistic.
We're optimistic.
We are
Yeah.
optimistic.
But whatever happens, we can only plan for our own party.
Yeah.
We do not know each other parties, our political friends out there. So we have to see tomorrow lah, inshallah. But we hope for the best.
We hope for the best.
By the time this episode aired, the list of candidates and all that is already also has been disclosed lah by the
Yeah.
SU. So on 29th, before that, which is yesterday, they had the kuliah tour. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where the candidates go to kuliah to like campaign.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Okay, for 2 days, 27 and 28.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And then after that, what's next? After the kuliah tour?
It will be like debate session and dialogues of candidates lah.
Okay.
In the central level and the locality level.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, the campaign is ongoing along
Still
that time.
ongoing.
Still
So
ongoing.
The candidates, we're gonna see like lots of posters.
Yeah, we
everywhere.
see a lot
Yeah.
of posters.
Poster.
Anticipate posters.
Yeah.
Anticipate
Yes.
people. You know, suddenly cheering for votes. You know,
Yeah.
cheering for
Expect
support. You
also
know.
free gifts and souvenirs.
Okay.
if they have money lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask, do they like you guys fund those candidates? Anything for their
Uh,
promotional materials?
like this is I wouldn't say it's illegal. How to say it?
Actually, we
Tak diiktiraf macam mana? The political front.
sebenarnya it's not legalized.
It's not legalized. It's not illegal. Not legalized.
Yeah.
According to Luthfi, Okay. Like in sending candidates, we talk about campus democracy.
Yeah.
When we say about campus democracy, a whole ecosystem of the students. So I would say that there are several several components of what make campus democracy. First, the student themselves, the common student. The second, I will give two. The second is political front.
Okay.
And the third one is the student union
Yeah.
itself. The student union is like government. Like so the political front, there are several political front in UAE would run and would send their candidates in the union. So in a sense, the value that the political front, the party bring, it will be implemented in the union.
Yeah.
In the union.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not legalized.
Yeah, it's not the political front is not legalized, but it is there. It is there.
Okay. Alright. Okay. So as you guys said, this time around, there's a lot of participation.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, we are optimistic.
Yeah.
Okay. So while the campaigning period will be ongoing for how long?
For 2 weeks, kan?
Yeah, I think for 2
2
weeks.
Oh,
2 weeks.
that's quite.
Like,
a
it's
long
quite
time.
long.
Yeah.
It's quite long.
2 weeks, and then after that, then the students can vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the 7th
7th
of May.
So during
Okay.
this date, when will you guys retire? Put down your coat.
It's after the annual general meeting. So after the voting session, obviously there are going to be winners and there are going to be some who aren't going to win. But the SU will convene annual general meeting for us to finalize some things, especially financial things and also the program things and everything. So it's like a formal close up to the tenure, and that is where we can hang our coats.
Okay,
Inshallah.
and that is also
Yeah.
when the new lineup
Yeah.
is going to be
Yeah.
revealed and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So how is the election is conducted? I heard you guys have like a committee or commission for that, especially for the election. EC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Election
Yeah.
commission. So they are the one that handles all the commission election thing.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So are there any like programs under the election that the students can go and participate to like feel the vibes of the election, other than seeing the posters and join the kuliah tours and all that, like you said just now, the parliament debate
The parliament was before, but it doesn't concern the election lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, the election commission was a body under student union
Yeah.
Okay.
that is function to conduct the election. So under the election commission, there are election working committee which will oversee and conduct the election on field. So several programs that they are we're doing under the election commission will be the debate session and the dialogue sessions of the candidates. So it will be organized, I think, during the period it will be daily, for each officers, for each candidates that running for officers, there will be the dialogue session for them and also a debate session between them. And we're anticipating the dialogue session between presidents, the central presidents. That I think it will be, you know, a hard one.
Okay.
Yeah, we are anticipating for that because the president is the highest position of the SU, right? We want to see their ideas, we want to see their visions for the students, their, you know, what are their ambitions for protecting, defending the rights of the students. So we will see lah.
Stay tuned for that, guys, to like know who you are voting for. Are there dates for the?
I think in the near future, the EC will publish it on their social media, Instagram and all.
So
you will see it. I think we will see it.
We will see, inshallah.
So everything is under the EC punya social media lah, right?
The official one of the dates would be posted in the EC. So that is the official one lah for everything that's going on.
Alright, and the EC also consists from other three. Three
It's the
campuses.
same. It's the same as SU lah, because it has central level, it has locality level.
And if I may add, EC is actually something that the current Minister of Education is trying to bring for the MPPs, because these MPPs they don't conduct the elections by their own. It's conducted by the university at some point. They envision to do it, to be able for these MPPs to one day conduct their own elections, and this has been done by UIA for more than 5 times, inshallah, for this coming election lah. So I do hope turnouts would be flourishing. And inshallah, because SU is the one that inshallah will shape the university's future. So I really hope that you can go out regardless of your political background lah. You parti rendang ke, parti ketupat ke, parti apa, parti bulan ke, parti bintang ke, tulang parti roket ke. Just keluar, because it is our responsibility.
Yes. So how do we vote?
Okay.
I don't got sure about this time whether it will be online or
before
offline.
Asking about how do we vote, I want to step back. I just want to say, I think people who don't know about too much about SU, and also me like this, I just want to ask. So how do one become the president, the deputy president, the officer, and also the staff members?
Even though the nomination period has already closed, I don't know, Aman, if you want to candidate, join.
I just want to ask.
Okay. How do they apply?
How do they apply? Okay, so basically it's based on elections lah. So like the EC will provide the nomination forms, and at that form there's a certain codes to say which position you are contesting for. So if you're contesting for president, maybe it's the code is 01, and 02 would be for the deputy president.
For president, do you need to have previously been in SU, previous experience in SU to become the president, or you can just straight up become the president?
No, there's no particular restriction or conditions for you to become the president. However, it's good that UIA is implementing a very high standard for the presidents or for these student leaders, whom these student leaders need to be clever, or they need to have a good CGPA, not CGPA, so that we can balance between studies and also our involvement in student politics, whereby the president, if I'm not mistaken, is 3.0 plus, I think. So if you're and they are very strict on this. If you have a CGPA lower than that, the slightest lower, you will not be able to contest.
So there's certain requirements.
There are certain requirements.
That is how we preserve balance in our candidates.
Okay, because we only want the best, right? Okay, so that's how. Basically, if you met the requirement and you think you are layak, you can just apply lah.
It's a free democracy. It's a purely a free democracy.
We haven't yet have a student. not yet have a woman president.
Yeah.
So this time around, let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm really
Are you
excited.
spoiling it?
UM already have, right?
Yeah, you
First.
already have the first woman president.
Yeah.
So after they apply, will there be like apa filter or like people checking the ni layak tak layak, or just everyone akan di-release juga nama even though
Yeah,
You mean there.
as long as they're fulfilling the requirement,
uh-uh.
then they are good to go.
Yeah.
And the people, the student themselves will choose
Yeah.
choose them in the polling day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
day.
And the
Okay.
requirement is made known lah, so that it is fair.
Oh, okay. Also the manifesto.
Manifesto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so-
manifesto and all.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
So how do we vote?
I am quite unsure for this time. I think we might have a online or physical. I'm not sure whether we have online or physical votes.
Yeah.
But then again, stay tuned with election commission. They will tell the news.
Yeah, but from what we did in the past, it was a physical pun pernah kan?
Yeah,
Online
physical.
pun
We
pernah.
it's
we have
both,
done
right?
online. We have done physicals, hybrid also.
Hybrid also. Yeah.
Okay, so do keep up with EC to know how you guys may vote. Okay. It will be on the 7th.
Seventh is the
seven.
voting.
Alright.
Yeah, so lock that dates, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
guys.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Sleep.
Stay tuned.
Wait
and
until
for the
12. Say 12.
Uh-uh.
Wake up. Just start voting. If you can vote online.
Yeah.
So it's 1 day. sahaja.
Yeah, it's
The
one
voting
day.
session
The
is
polling
one
day is one day.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Do they need to be like MSU punya member, register, or anyone?
Yeah,
Because
I don't sure at the time.
Not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not
Okay, okay.
particularly sure lah.
But in the past, the members only are eligible for voting. But this time,
This
I
time
don't
around, we have to see how easy is it going
Yeah.
to be lah.
Okay, it all depends on EC nanti lah.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So, that's on how the IMSU punya administration, the structure, and then we also talk about the EC, the polling day nanti. You guys please stay tuned to that. I'm always like interested to like during the campaigning period, because like last time punya it's very fun to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot was happening. So I'm really excited to see what do the students, the candidates are bringing into this time around punya election. Okay,
Hope
so
to see the new president faces.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really
Candidates.
excited. I really
Sure.
want to know.
And if I may add, even though I'm a student union, I have to be impartial here. I have to stay on the black side, on the white side. Sorry.
Neutral.
You, what I wrote in my Twitter is that if I may read the what
Sure,
I wrote in my
sure.
Twitter.
Sure.
Sekejap,
Quote on quote.
yeah.
Go and
I-
point it at the camera if you want.
Follow.
Private.
Okay.
But
I saw your Twitter multiple times lalu at my timeline.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't follow him back?
My Twitter tu macam private. So
I see. Okay. Okay. So I wrote manifesto speeches will shatter, groundbreaking promises will be planted, icons of hope and future will conjure rhetorics and reforms to cast wonders in minds ever racing for a win. As voters, it is pertinent to always bear the question of how they will do the how, and we have to value that, because I went to the OIC conference yesterday, and this one ambassador came to the stand, and he said we have to always, it's good for us to formulate how, but when you want to elect a leader, you cannot only focus on the how, you must know how they will actually do the how, and whether they will actually do their promises. If they don't, go to the streets, go fight for your rights, pressure, because these leaders are going to serve you, so make them serve you. So I'm saying this because it is, and also for the leaders, you have to be amanah, you have to bear in mind your responsibility, your promises. That is the most important thing, I would say. The manifesto, even if you have one manifesto and you think that's the only thing you can do, khalas, do it.
Like you said, practical practical. Is
Yes,
it? Yeah.
practicality. Yeah.
Practicality, yeah. And like last time, there's not much apa orang panggil like participation in the election, right? And I saw like after the election dah habis, you guys are still open for some seats that office, right? Because due to not much participation.
Yeah.
So that one, in case lah, I don't know, kita optimist like you said, hopefully tak ada macam tu. Hopefully every seat is full. So kalau ada, do the students can still apply after
Luthfi?
that?
Yes. The students can apply for those vacant seats,
seats.
and then those seats will be endorsed by the members of parliament. So we have a few vacancies before, and the names of the people who ascends or assumes the position will be brought to the parliament, and the parliament will vote whether this candidate should assume the position or not, if there's any objection or any rejections. And this is evident in the recent parliament session, whereby we have a first year student ascending for the position of Olaf officer. So one of the parliament members asked why we allowed that to happen, and we justified with our reasons, of course, and that person was actually more than qualified for the position. So that's why she, even though she was a first year, she could assume the position.
I see. And what is, tadi you mentioned about staff, is it different from the election punya candidates? Like staff is under like worker. Is it do we, how do we apply for that? Is it also through this election? Or
It's not through the elections.
No,
so staff members are by the prerogative of the officers to find. So the officers who assumes the position, basically they have to promote lah. Who are they searching for, or perhaps usually they just use the political campaigning team to fill in the seats of the office, like the chief of staff.
It's like hiring a staff. Hiring a staff.
Is the staff only for the officers, or is there staff also for the president?
The president also have their officers. The officers of president. So under the officers of president, they have their staff members. For me, I'm office of education. I also have my office of education staff members. Luthfi from ISD have ISD staff members. So it's like that.
I heard somewhere that like some of you guys were getting paid. You guys,
Have you getting paid?
No,
Never in.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
As far as I remember, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
If you guys getting paid, I'm joining SU.
I'm sorry, must have misheard that.
We can do that actually. Legally, we can pay for our staffs, but whether we have something to pay them depends on the pockets.
Okay, I see.
But then again, the first purpose is not money. It is to serve experience, to serve the students, you know.
True. Okay, so are you clear on the election thing?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Hopefully the audience are also clear on the election thing. It's ongoing right now, and please anticipate the polling day on the 7 May nanti, and go out and vote and cast your vote. As written here, the future hold in the hand of students.
Yes, exactly.
So I would like to say thank you very much to Brother Nadzmi and also Brother Luthfi for coming here and give insights on the IMSU and also election. Before we end, I would like to apologize if there's any mistake, salah silap macam terlambat daripada pihak kami. Sorry for that.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Selamat Hari Raya.
Maaf lahir batin.
And before we end, would you guys have any last words to share with the audience?
I think we start with Nadzmi first.
Don't forget to cast your vote on the 11th of on the 7th 7th of May 2034. The future is in our hands. The student determine what union would look like and choose the best for the union and for yourself.
I would say lads too. Lads, mates out there. We are in this as one whole. Students of University Islam Antarabangsa, never forget we are one. Even though you guys keluar makan, you guys pergi kedai toye, you guys pergi KFC, you guys pergi melawati mall, you guys pergi KL East, kita semua akan beratur balik ke rumah ini. Kita akan melalui that pondok
Awesome
Pak
dulu.
awesome. Yeah.
Betul-betul beratur dalam kereta tu.
Kan sambil tengok berapa baki ni kan kalau kena curfew
Nak ambil prepare metric card.
saya ambil metric card. So I pun dah kena saman kat situ. So we share the same values, we share the same problem. We are in the mahalah, we are in the same university. We need to feel that belonging. Only then we can feel that we are the people who are responsible to luck our own futures. Now I know out there mungkin certain people ada banyaklah skeptical about SU. Ada yang kata okay, ada yang kata tak okay dan sebagainya. But SU is what we have, and SU is what we are granted with, and it is our responsibility. If it goes the good way, then Alhamdulillah. But if you guys don't vote, then it might go sideways. But in any regards, the power is on you. These leaders, like us ourselves, we serve you, we serve the students. You guys don't like us, you rant in the Twitter pun tak apa, you rant in the anything, in any media platforms, okay. But as the Prime Minister's Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim says, you can comment, you can criticize, you can marah, you can tulis kat mana-mana. That is the liberty that is given, but never fitnah, never create something that is not done. Anything else in terms of what is done and you want to make it better, do say it, because these leaders serve the students from now till the very end. Inshallah.
Gitu. What an inspiring words. Okay, so I guess that concludes today's episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening to us. We'll see you guys in the next episode, inshallah. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank you Aman, thank you Fatihah.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you and the crews juga.